Obviously, the thumbnails in Bridge are very important. We couldn't really do much without them because they give us a small representation enough to decide if we want to open the image and look at it in the preview. So there are several things that we can do to change what the thumbnails look like. For example, if we don't like their size, we can come down to this slider right there, and if I grab it, I can make them larger. Actually, you could make them bigger than what you see over on the right in preview, which wouldn't make much sense. I don't like them too small. That's kind of hard to see. And I don't want them too large because I want to see as many as I can up here. So I usually keep them at about something like that, which I think is pretty close to the default. Over here, though, we have some other buttons. Now, the difference is this. If I click a button up here, it changes the entire work area. Everything gets moved around. Let's go back to Essentials. If I click these buttons down here, though, it changes the thumbnails but leaves my workspace alone. For example, if we go to the first one here on the far right, notice the workspace didn't change. The thumbnails got smaller, and each image has its own line, like a spreadsheet. This is one of the few areas in Bridge where we can change very quickly the sort order. I can come over here to, say, size. The largest one or the smallest one first. Name is the default. You could go ascending or descending order up to you, but notice nothing else changed. If I click this one, the next one over, I get a much bigger thumbnail, but I get a whole lot of information on that image. A lot of that is metadata, date created, etc. And I can make a decision on whether to open one of these by looking at all of that information. If I click this one down here, that is the default. The last one over here, or actually the first one, I should say, is basically putting everything into this locked, tight grid. Let's go back here to the default. There's one more area about thumbnails that we can modify. Go into Preferences. If you're in Windows, go to the word Edit. If you're on a Mac, go to Adobe Bridge CS6 and go down to Preferences. In Preferences, go to Thumbnails. If you look at these images right now, the only thing we have is the name of the image, which is fine. But over here, we can add more. For example, we could show the date created, or the dimensions, or keywords, or size. Or if you don't like any of those, you can click here and change it to, well, just about anything you feel you need to make a decision on that image. So we have a lot of control over our thumbnails, a very important part of the program. Put them into a view that works for you. On to the next.